Tapped in exclusive. We are the internet.
Y'all know what the
bitch.
fuck going
Tapped In
on.
podcast. We're joined today by Jayson Cash.
Yeah. Carson and I.
Carson. Yeah. Well, yeah. You can't think of Jayson Cash and then not immediately think of Carson.
Yeah, Campbell Ave.
Yeah.
Goes
Straight
hand
up.
in hand.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what did you do as a kid? Like growing up in Carson. Obviously, Carson is a lot of who you are. So explain what were you doing?
In Carson, or you just mean in general?
Just growing up when you were a kid. Were you making music? Were you
Playing sports,
outside?
dirt
Like, what
bikes.
were you doing?
Yeah. I definitely was rapping as a kid. I had got this MP3 player for Christmas.
Like a Zune or?
Nah, it was like I don't even think
some
it
USB
was
shit
a
plug in.
SanDisk or some shit like that.
yes.
Yeah, but it had a little mic on the side, like on the side of the MP3 player. So
Yeah.
there's this dude named Carlos that I went to elementary school and stuff with. So I used to go to his house.
Shout out.
And we used to play instrumentals and sit the MP3 player right there and just freestyle into it.
Oh,
So
shit.
like I did that a lot, playing basketball and different things like that. Like in Carson, like my mom worked at Victoria Park, so I went there for like the summer camps.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like the little Tommy the Clown come through and all that. So
Shout out Tommy the Clown.
yeah, I was
That's
outside.
fun.
I was playing outside as a kid.
Yeah.
I had a real childhood. I was
That's
like,
real LA shit if you mention
Yeah.
Tommy the Clown for sure.
for sure.
For sure.
You ain't
Shout
been in a
out.
Tommy the Clown.
What?
Man,
You
ain't
could
been
turn
in a-
that shit
yeah,
up.
You ain't been to a Tommy the Clown party. It's like you really wasn't outside.
You not from LA. If you
real.
don't mention Tommy the Clown, you not from LA. You ain't grow up in LA.
I got a
Yeah.
homeboy from Gardena that got a feud with Tommy the Clown, like a Twitter feud.
got beef with Tommy
An
the Clown.
actual beat.
He used to stop the beef.
My boy Gardena Dez, man, he got a real beef with Tommy the Clown.
Let's settle that,
Shout
y'all.
out.
Come on,
Yeah, you
man.
gotta
Come
get
on the
him
show
right.
and we'll
Yeah.
work it
Let's
out.
settle it.
Yeah,
Damn. So okay, so you had a pretty good, childhood outside and doing all this kind of
yeah,
shit.
for sure.
When were you doing that MP3 playing beats and how old were you? If you remember.
I don't want to say the exact age,
Right.
because before I had the MP3 player, like Carlos was involved in this too. My old neighbors, they had a CD, like they used to just be playing like an instrumental CD that they used to be rapping to. They'd be
Just
drunk
beats.
outside,
Niggas
high,
freestyling.
So they had like
Was it actually like a known producer or was it just like some
no,
bullshit?
it was real instrumentals. It had beats like Still Tipping on there, How We Do.
Oh, niggas be
Like-
getting off on the
Yeah,
still
this
tipping.
is as a writer, like
yeah.
So we had this. My grandmother had bought me a boom box, like not a boom box, but like a little seat,
Yeah.
little CD player or whatever. So I used to take. We had the instrumental CD, and me and my older brother, like, we was just freestyling to the beat. So we'll be rapping on the Mike Jones back then, or Still Tipping, like we rapping on this every day. So my older brother. Like how I mentioned Carlos, like that's actually was my older brother's friend. Carlos is older than me.
Carlos?
Yeah, the guy that I started first started rapping with.
Okay.
So he was my older brother's friend. So what happens is my brother gets a girlfriend. So my brother's in ninth.
Falls off.
I think my brother's in maybe ninth grade. I might be in the 7th. So that's around the time Still Tipping. So I'm rapping to those beats. My brother got a girlfriend. So now me and Carlos is just linking up with the MP3 player. So I probably would say maybe like
13?
yeah, maybe like 12.
Okay.
Like 11, 12.
Yeah.
That's not when I first started rapping, but that's
But it
when
was-
we,
yeah.
That's
for
when you
sure.
start actually
It was
putting
in
some
your
shit
atmosphere.
together, recording
yeah,
stuff.
for
Do you
sure.
still have some of this stuff at all?
Hey, you know what? I got some of it. I do.
Online though? or-
Nah, not online. I got some of it, but it's just embarrassing because it's like at the time, like you
You just-
young, you rapping about guns and
Yeah.
shooting, and every other line is saying your name, like you know. What
And you
I'm
got
saying?
bitches and some other
Yeah,
shit.
like-
Hey, that's kind of fun though. That's
and
funny.
you a kid saying curse words, so it's
Yeah.
like you cussing every other line. Like
Yeah.
it was that time. But I have a few like of those, but yeah, it's embarrassing.
Was that your first I guess your introduction into music at the time, or were you involved in other things musically?
Nah, I wouldn't say that was my introduction. That was my introduction to probably like freestyling.
To freestyle, yeah.
Because like I grew up in the church. My grandparents were
Right.
preachers.
Right.
So, my dad played the guitar and the bass. My older brother played
Wow.
piano. I like played drums and
You guys had a whole band.
yeah.
That's
Do
crazy.
you do you still play drums? Do you know how to?
A little bit.
I bought a set like not too long ago, maybe like a year ago.
That shit probably
Try to
collecting
relive
dust.
it or something.
I gave it to my little brother.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah, I gave it to my younger brother. But
Yeah.
yeah, I could still play. I just don't practice or anything like that. But
Right.
yeah, I grew up like just around
Music.
music.
And shit, yeah.
So
And having to go to church every Sunday, it sounds like it was mandatory.
every Sunday,
Wednesday.
Friday,
Oh no way.
choir rehearsal on Saturday. You know at
So
church.
you were there.
You know,
You
at
were
church,
there.
they don't care if you can sing. They're gonna force you in the junior choir. Like,
But-
What? And
yeah,
mandatory.
Regardless.
bro.
you
I was
can
in the
do that,
junior choir. I was a junior deacon.
Wow.
On the
You were deep in
junior
that church.
usher.
They trying
Yeah.
to get
Like
my
my grandfather,
Was
like
the preacher?
yeah, like my grandfather's name is Wilbert, right? But my tattoo, when my grandpa died, it says Bishop because my grandpa was a bishop. We called my grandpa Bishop more than we
Bishop.
called him Grandpa.
Wow.
So like, yeah, I grew up in the church. Like,
So you're the grandson of a bishop.
yeah, for sure.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Was it like did he have a lot of did he get to like see you make music at all or
Nah.
no, he didn't have a
Nah,
a
he
hand in
didn't.
that.
My grandfather passed away like in '08. I was rapping,
But not
but
like now.
yeah,
You wasn't
Yeah.
playing them MP3s for him. Hell
nah,
no.
for sure, for sure.
He
Like
wasn't
you
in the
know, I grew
cypher.
up like rap was like
No.
it was a no.
Right.
Like when I used to get watched at my grandparents' house, you know how like you know how people be like, you know, when you watching something you ain't supposed to watch and you keep something on the last.
The
so you
return button.
So
Oh,
that's
yeah,
how
yeah,
we used to have
back.
to. That's
Yeah.
how we used to have to do to watch BET at my grandma's house.
Oh my god, you just sneak it.
Yeah, you couldn't watch it.
What could you watch? What would
They
want you
wasn't
to watch?
nothing with nothing that wasn't
we was-
live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could watch like the regular cartoons and whatnot, and
Right.
and then my grandpa come in and cut the Dodger game on and stuff like that. But rap was out
Out.
all the way out.
That's
Nobody in like African American families, like maybe it might be an open discussion now, but like rapping,
Wow.
Yeah,
you better go to school. You better
yeah,
ain't
go
no
to school to get
rapping.
a- You gonna go to
Look
school
at
to
you
get
now,
a
though.
job.
Yeah,
That's
you gonna
crazy.
do something.
Especially like again, like my grandpa was
A bishop.
So you
Yeah.
going to church and everybody's like, "Oh, you gonna preach? You
Right.
gonna be a preacher?"
That's
Like,
the
you know
natural
what I'm saying?
next thing.
I was gonna ask you. So growing up being a bishop, obviously in the local church in your neighborhood, you couldn't do nothing bad. Niggas was on you. Everybody knew who you was.
Yeah, but we was still
Doing what you
Moving
want.
around.
yeah, we was still getting whoopings and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
you know.
Factory
You just
equipment.
have consequences though.
Yeah, for sure. But like you learn like a different set of values that keep you from going too
Too
far.
far.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's like,
Having some morals.
yeah, for sure.
Right.
A real strong moral compass. It's like a lot of things. I've done some dumb stuff, you know what I
Right.
mean? But I think the values that I learned, not only just in the church, but just the family that I had, it kept me from going too far.
Right. Right.
And knowing, cause I swear, like parents be knowing when you young and your homies is doing some shit. Cause we all had them one buddies
Yeah.
that was a little bit
Yeah,
out
you
of
know,
line.
your mama always tell you about that one friend, be like,
Yeah.
Or nigga keep you from going outside. Your mama be like, no, you're not going out today.
yeah, you ain't going to their house.
Not today.
No,
For sure.
That's factory.
That's crazy. So that was 12, 13.
Uh-huh.
You're playing with the instrumentals. You're starting
Yeah.
to make music and shit. Did you ever get to have a real job before you became a rapper?
Bro, I worked everywhere.
Can we talk
Countless
about some of
places.
your real jobs?
What?
Like what? Give me some of the
My
worst.
first job was Starbucks on Albertoni and Carson.
And how was that?
Man,
It was Starbucks.
yeah.
Stressful.
Any good stories out of that Starbucks? Any crazy shit happen?
Or I have a question. What was your exit? What was your exit like?
Oh, my
Because
exit.
your first job, you always blow out that shit. You be like,
yeah.
fuck it.
Now I was there like a year.
Okay.
I was there like a year.
Okay.
And then I started working at FedEx. But not Fuzzy crack up off this story, my Starbucks story. I knew I was gonna quit. Like I
knew.
knew I was about to quit
Yeah.
because I went to this they did this little hiring thing at FedEx and I'm like at the time at Starbucks I was making like $8.30.
Yeah.
FedEx was like $11.50 or something.
That
Like
was
that.
a
So I
come
knew I
up.
was going.
Yeah.
So what I started doing was, man, I hope they can't get me for this. I'm good, Fuzz.
Yeah.
Just say what?
Somebody that you knew was doing something.
Yeah, but put it like this.
You knew somebody that was
I
doing
left,
something.
I left with more than I came with.
Don't worry. Don't
Good.
worry.
Good.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
They don't care about you.
I love
Yeah,
that.
but I left. I went from Starbucks to FedEx. Then after FedEx, I think I got fired. I quit Starbucks. I got fired from FedEx for just being late.
Just-
sometimes.
yeah, just
I was.
showing up
My
late.
shift was like 3:30 in the morning.
So he was like,
I ain't
Oh,
have a
shit.
car. Like at first, I was riding to work with my homeboy, and then he got fired. So then I was like, I had a beach cruiser.
Nigga looking like
So
Debo
you
pulling
Bruh.
up to work.
So I had a beach cruiser,
At FedEx.
and to get to FedEx is uphill. So I'm going up the hill.
One
boom.
speed.
Uphill.
Yeah, bro. So I remember I woke up. I had to be to work at 3:30 or 4 in the morning. I was like, man, I only have 15 minutes to get there. I, you know, and I'm riding the bike up the street. This before the hills start. It's like,
Right.
mind you, it's a beach cruiser.
Right.
A dog get loose. Turned around. I'm back to the crib.
Shit.
No call, no show.
Wow.
Fired me. They suspended me first.
For the no show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause I already knew, like I had already been late twice,
It
and
was
on the
coming.
third you was getting suspended.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
The-
just, like, I
FedEx
didn't
not playing that
I ain't
shit.
even call.
Yeah.
So then from FedEx, I worked. Man, I don't know what was right after FedEx, but I like just at the Carson Mall in general. I worked at the Old Navy there. I worked at the Panera Bread
So
there.
retail.
Yeah,
Lots of
I
retail.
did that. I worked. Man, I was doing home deliveries for Geek Squad at Best Buy. I worked at the Walmart. Like
So
I got fired from Walmart too. The Walmart they built in Carson on Avalon and Delamo. Like we was there while they was building it.
Yeah.
Probably like a week into them being open. But I'm at the end of my shift. It's like 2 minutes left, and it's crazy. This old lady was trying to get something, and I knew it was in the back. So I'm like, man, I'm going on my way. I'm making sure I get her what she need. Man, 2 minutes before I clock out, they called me to the office, fired me. Bam. So
Did they say why?
What?
Your attitude lately has just seemed like you don't want to be here. I'm like, oh yeah, I ain't about to beg for this job.
Yeah.
So,
Walmart? I'm out
Well,
of
I
here.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
right.
Yeah.
So I got fired from there. I was working at Smart and Final 2 weeks later.
Wow.
Smart Final was a cool little gig though.
We
Niggas be
talked to
getting
someone
paid.
else that actually.
Then I
worked
quit.
at
I
Smart
quit
Final.
there. My last job though was TSA. I had worked. I was working
Oh,
TSA for
shit.
like 2 years.
At LAX or what?
I started off at John Wayne.
Oh,
and
okay,
then
cool.
I transferred to LAX, but that was
Wow.
my last job.
Was that like a weird experience being in the TSA? Like,
Yeah.
did you ever have any? I mean, you probably had lots of trouble. right?
Wow, like wild stuff. Like you'll be surprised.
You'll be surprised.
But it was so crazy. Like when I worked at LAX, I had did this show in Carson at the Soul. It's a venue called Soul.
Yeah.
So I did a show at Audio Push. So
Shout
I
out
had-
Audio Push.
Yeah, so I had performed right before Audio Push. Like before I even went on stage, we was in the back with Price and Octane chopping it up or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever.
Shout out to those guys.
So,
Funny
it's in
ass
Carson.
niggas.
So there's a lot of people like here for me, especially because like to sell the tickets, what we was doing is like the tickets was like 20. I think they were like $20, but how we was selling them, like you got one of our T-shirts with it. So
With a
like,
ticket.
bro, we just
Smart
sell 'em.
marketing.
So many people, like so many people come to the show. Like I'm performing, there's people in the crowd that know my stuff, etc.
Yeah.
2 days later, I'm at work, and Price is coming through the airport while I'm at the metal detector.
No
And I'm like, I just
way.
immediately just sunk.
Froze up. Like,
Man, I'm like, damn, he just seen me doing the show.
And I'm at
Everybody-
TSA.
I'm about
Everybody
to-
hear from me, and
Wanda.
then it's like, yo,
fuck.
It'd be like that though
Yeah.
sometime, man. At least you was
That's a
employed.
crazy
yeah,
experience.
Shit.
for sure.
Some niggas
Yeah.
was bumming at the crib, man. I've
Yeah.
taken from this conversation, I was listening to some of your shit, and you was saying cash, cause nigga, I'm always chasing dollar. It
Yeah.
sounded like you was always gainfully employed. I could
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Nah,
and
for
shit.
sure. Like
It
my,
gives you
my
ethic too. You have work ethic.
nah, for sure.
know?
I worked everywhere. I went to, I tried school a little bit. I did a little stint at the Compton Elko. I did a little bit at Long Beach City.
Yeah.
But yeah, I worked jobs all in between.
All the
Like I
time.
always worked a job.
Always working. Yeah.
Like my family laugh because how quick I'll be like, they'll see me and be like, you still work at? Nah, man,
Nah, I
I'm
got a
over
new
here
job.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I worked everywhere because I always knew I was gonna rap, so I never just got too attached to
Too
a job.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Like I know how to keep it pushing.
Just something to get by.
So you just mentioned that you said you always knew you was gonna rap. I want to talk
Always.
about that. Like growing up, we was talking about like being in the Delamo area
Uh-huh.
and kind of like what was always your plan. Obviously rap. So let's talk about that. Just like growing up, what made you get into rap? Obviously, we talked about you recording with the homie Carlos.
Yeah.
So let's just
Like
kind
what
of
made
touch
me
on
start rapping was Lil Bow Wow. There
Shout
was a
out.
girl that I liked in elementary school. So that's how long I've been rapping since elementary.
Since elementary school.
Yeah, there was a girl that I liked in school that was in love with Bow Wow. So I just figured like if
I
I
could
could
do
be a
that shit,
famous
yeah.
kid rapper like Bow Wow, like
It's
she'd like
nothing.
me. So that's why I started. But that's not like
that. Shout out Bow Wow though,
yeah,
for real. People
sure.
don't give
Shout
him
out
his
Bow Wow.
respect.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Bow Wow, I would definitely I wouldn't have
It's
started rapping
motivational,
that
yeah.
early. I probably would have still ended up
rapping, but later.
Yeah, probably later down the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I always made my moves like knowing that I'd be
Rapping.
doing music. So like I've put out songs on MySpace and like I remember like I was dropping songs with just a link. Like I'm talking about I come from the time of digital dripped and all that type of stuff like that. Like so I always knew this what I was gonna do. So I just didn't always know what I was doing.
Right. Damn. That's actually a great way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say like, sorry to cut you
No,
off.
go for it. Go for it.
No, I was gonna say like, was there other dudes that was from the Lamo area that was also rapping, or like from the Carson area that you knew at the time that was rapping with you?
I mean, yeah, it was other people rapping. Like, I mean, I knew a lot of people, whether they lived in Carson, Delamo, whatever, that was rapping. I knew a lot of people that was, you know, it was a point in time everybody was rapping.
The jerk music.
Yeah, like it was like so accessible. But I had a lot of friends, like some people that stuck with it, some people that stopped.
Yeah.
A lot of people that I started off with that don't do music anymore or anything like that. But I just never seen myself doing anything else. Like this is always like
It was that thing.
man.
Yeah.
We was all or nothing.
Right. That's the mentality I feel like you have to have.
It's tatted on me. Like we live by that.
All or nothing.
All or nothing.
I respect the shit out of that.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about what you would consider to be like when did you quit your job? Like how did you end up, like what was the definitive moment of your career? Because your career is right now, in my opinion, like at a really good place where you're like, you connected with the right people, you're making great music that we're going to talk about in a second. And you've done great freestyles I've seen. So like, but what is the definitive moment for you right as of now?
Well,
it's gonna change.
I didn't quit my last job. I got fired from them too.
So what's that different? What was that?
Nah, when I was working TSA, I got shot.
Okay.
So when I got shot, I was off work for a long time, like and I ran out of FMLA and vacation hours or whatever. So they tried to force me back to work, and my body
recovering and shit.
Yeah, I just wasn't ready. So I think I came back. What ended up happening was I think I was supposed to go back like May 5th of 2018.
Okay.
But I had a meeting with Capitol like May 2nd of 2018.
Holy shit.
So I'm thinking like, oh, I ain't tripping. I'm about to sign this record deal, et cetera, et cetera.
Who cares?
You know, whatever. So when they had me coming on May 5th, I'm coming in with a big ass smile on my face. I know I just had this meeting the other day. Like, you know, it's all good.
You're like, I don't care.
So I get there and they like, yo, so what can't you do? And I'm like, well, nothing. I can't lift no bags. I can't stand too long. I can't sit too long. And so they sent me home. And they asked me to get a paper from the doctor, whatever. Now, mind you, I've been sending papers and papers and papers and papers. The doctor's like, what else do you want me to say? So I just was like, all right, they going to fire me. I'm about to get some unemployment off of this. You know what I mean?
Whatever,
so, Yep. So I end up, I get fired. They said I was AWOL because I didn't turn in
the paper.
Yeah, but I didn't have any new paper to give.
It was the same shit.
It was literally the same. It was the same paper that the doctor had already gave me.
There's nothing else to say.
Yeah, so they let me go. I end up getting like
a severance.
Not even that. I didn't really get anything from them.
Right.
I was a victim of a violent crime, so I got paid for that for all the work that I missed.
Right.
And I got that, and I thought, like I said, I was about to sign the Capitol. So I'm like, you know,
fuck it. Yeah.
I blew through that money, went broke, didn't get the deal.
Yeah.
And then I ended up, I was borrowing money from the homies.
Yeah.
Then I ended up on unemployment, and in that process, I just was stuck in it. I started playing the rooms, moving around, maneuvering, but I just stuck with it.
Yeah.
Then
to get to where you are now.
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't never give up faith because I haven't been shot, but I've been through a traumatic incident a few times in my life. And I was reading one of your posts, and it was saying like this has been like a trying time, but you've come out on top of it. And I think people don't realize like when you go through something traumatic like that, it scars your mind. So it kind of like makes things a little bit different, but then it takes time to kind of grow through it. And I can see it visually right now by sitting with you. Obviously, people through the camera can like feel it, but I can honestly like I didn't know you before this, but I can see that you're like in a solid place.
Yeah, that even go with like I said, like I got all or nothing tatted even on my knuckles, like tatted never fold. Like that's another thing that we live by. Like
Right.
we had every reason to quit, but we didn't fold. Like I just looked at this shit like I'm gonna make it happen.
Regardless.
Like,
You have no,
I
you
wasn't
have no
taking
choice.
no. Like I wasn't taking no.
But you never were. That was the thing. Like you always knew you were gonna make it happen.
Yeah, I always knew.
Right.
Like opinions, like that's shaky. But
Right.
like what you know, like
Is what you know.
the name of my first single is All I Know.
All I Know,
Like,
yeah.
not all I think, but all
That's
I
all
know.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I wanted you to share that because I wanted people to know you didn't go from like FedEx to Rolex.
Nah,
There was
yeah.
shit
Yeah,
that
That's a bar.
happened in
Yeah,
between.
I like that.
You feel me? Like
Yeah.
you had
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
journey.
I have a song like that I didn't it's not in the things that y'all heard, but
Yeah.
like the verse and what it ends with, I had the Michael Kors before I had the Rollie. I used
See?
to wear Curve before the Creed was on me. Like
Shout out Curve. Cause
Shout
You know
out
what I'm
Curve.
saying? Like
That
I was
is-
getting that at Ross. You feel me?
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
that's an honest bar.
Nah,
It's
for
true.
sure. Like when
Yeah.
I bought my Rolex, I took off my Michael Kors watch and put the Rolex.
Put the
on.
Rolex on.
Nah,
Yeah.
a great feeling.
But there's steps.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, steps.
Yeah. Let's give him the wheel because I want to talk about
Okay,
his
yeah.
music after.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is good. I like this.
Let's have him spin this.
So boom, we got the tapped in wheel.
I know everybody get to spin again every time that they
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's like a weird curse. I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck it is, but
I'm gonna put
spin it.
Hold on, let's put it. Hold on,
You know, I grew up in a church where they talk about breaking generational curses and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
let me
Let's see
see.
what happens.
What we got going on?
Let me see.
We got the video reaction. We're gonna
Alright,
pull
okay.
something
Pull
up for
something
you.
up and we'll watch it
Alright.
together.
See? Ain't no curses over here.
There you go.
World of T-shirts. Shout out.
In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Got Louis Vuitton because I'm banned from the Gucci store. Yep, unfortunately I'm banned from there.
Banned.
Banned.
He banned.
You have been permanently banned. Michelle Obama ruined our school lunches.
What do you want to say to Michelle Obama about the school lunches?
Our lunches are disgusting. Friday, coffee and boba.
How old is
Saturday,
this
coffee and
fucking
boba.
kid?
Sunday, coffee and boba. I run this city now, me.
Can you tell the people about your level of clout?
I'm like movie star famous. I can't go anywhere without getting recognized.
Can I get a picture with you?
That'll be $25.
He turned a pandemic to a bandemic.
And he got banned from Gucci.
Banned from Gucci for life. Too much money.
You see this?
It's Louis Vuitton.
It's Louis.
What the fuck? That was crazy. That was weird. Shout out. Side
Shout
Talk.
out, yeah. Shout out Side Talk. They always
All right,
have
you get
some other
another,
people. Yeah.
another spin here.
Man from, Gu-
That was
Man from
crazy.
Gucci. Copper drop.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right, we're gonna show you something. You tell us if you cop this or drop this. Oh Jesus,
This is the
that's a lot
a
going on.
Chrome Hearts Cullinan. This is Drake's car. Do you like this shit? Are you feeling it? Some people said they wasn't feeling it. I kind of like
Would
it.
you
I'm-
drop this or cop this?
Man, if I could afford it, I would for
So
sure.
you
Okay,
cop.
It's a cop.
Yeah,
Okay. Spin again.
that shit hard.
Those seats.
Yeah,
are
that shit is
crazy.
hard.
That's a lot of shit.
Shit, Grub. Do we have some deformed, Gabe? Do we have some?
Oh, you got snack. Oh,
We got some snacks for you. Those three right there. So you didn't get to spin again. You broke the generational
Hey,
curse.
man, you know,
wow. That's. I don't think we've ever had anybody just not get a spin.
This for me to
again.
have?
Yes.
Yeah. Now
Take
you
that.
can try it and tell us if you think it's gas or trash. That's part of the game.
Or I think he wants to save it.
But
I'll
you
get back
save
to you on that.
Yeah.
I probably won't. I don't think I'll ever open it.
You just keep
Just
it.
keep it as a keepsake.
But gas, you think it's gas or trash?
It's chocolate Cheerios.
Are you
never
like a
even-
fan of Cheerios? or
I've
shit?
never even heard of chocolate Cheerios. I didn't even know they had that.
All right, then there you
All
go.
right, Gabe. Coming
Potentially
through.
gas. You can keep that shit.
Potentially.
So we definitely want to talk about your music. We got sent 6 songs and we got sent a video.
6 songs.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know what we've listened to.
Nah, I don't.
Okay, cool. So let's start with All I Know.
Uh-huh.
I want to start with that.
Yeah.
First of all, I really like the song.
Yes.
Personally.
I appreciate that.
Banger.
I do like the video too. I saw the
Movie.
treatment. Yeah, it's cool. I saw your notes. Your
Oh,
notes were
yeah.
on there.
Yeah,
I
no.
saw those notes. And I'm like, yes,
Yes.
fuck yeah. See,
People who are
Jayson-
in tune
Jason's-
with their shit.
Yeah, I see. Let me tell you why I like that.
That's hard.
Because we've talked to people, like we've talked to plenty of artists that they're like, yeah, I got this video, blah blah blah, and I'm like, cool. Was it like, did you have anything to do with it? And they're like, no,
Yeah.
it was just we had a director, whatever, because they don't really care about that part.
Yeah, see, I have a lot to do with just my process altogether. Like from
Right.
from the video to like there's a lead on the beat that I'm playing myself.
That's you.
Yeah. Also just from again the conception of the song, I picked this to be the first record.
Right.
Like
Yeah, that's
like,
your shit.
I just felt like this is the right record to lead with. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I picked the director. Shout
Yeah.
out to Made by James, City
Shout out.
James, Darren.
Who's the producer
Nick.
on that?
For the song,
Yeah.
it's my in-house producers. It's called the Eastie Boys, C Styles and JFK. They also did like Chosen for Blast, Mismatch for Bino.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys.
and,
Shout out to them because it's really
yeah.
clean and like cohesive.
Yeah.
Everything
Also, there's
makes
another
sense.
producer on the record named Jay Million, the
Oh,
young homie.
shout out.
Shout out.
He's pretty dope.
What
too.
did he do?
He
Did I have it? Did I?
No, all I know is the Eastie Boys and Jay Million.
Oh, it's together. Okay.
Yeah.
I like their name, the Eastie Boys.
Yeah, they were called The Real at first, but they changed it to the Eastie Boys.
I like that. Shit.
Shout out to those guys.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
that-
C
shout out.
Styles and JFK, Jay Million. I appreciate all three of y'all.
Yeah. So all I know, let's talk about it.
Yeah, man,
it's undeniable.
man, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I feel like even when you just listening to the hook, I feel like your perception creates your reality. So when I'm saying all I know is what I know and all I saw is what I seen, it's like that's why I'm talking the way I talk. That's why I appreciate where I'm from the way I appreciate it because
Right.
of what I know and what I've
What
seen.
you've seen.
You know what I mean? I feel like to a degree we're all like that, but to verbalize it, I could tell a story about how I grew up. I was just literally telling somebody this before I walked in. Like I can tell a story, and my brother might say I told it wrong because he went through the same thing, but just from a different vantage point. So although it's real to me and true to me, you know, he might have seen it different. So me starting with all I know is to tell the world and the listener, like, I'm speaking from what I know. I'm speaking from what I've
And that's
seen and
Your
how I've seen it.
perspective.
That's where
I'm
it's
not
from.
trying to tell you that I know everything. I'm not trying to tell you to look and think and
The way you do. Yeah.
like me. But what I'm telling you is what I'm giving you more than just music is my perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you go listen to the verses, not just that, like I'm not into wasting lines. I don't be saying stuff just to say it.
Right.
You know, it's all coming from a real place. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
place that it's coming from is what I know.
And
and
that's
what I've seen.
yeah. Right. No, that's what I was gonna say. Is there's no doubt that you can fucking write. And like you said, it's very deliberate. Like it's very clear, intentional. What you're trying to go, what you're trying to say,
Right.
why you're saying it, and you have a great. You know, there's certain songs where you switch up your flow, which I
Yeah.
really appreciate. And I hear in some ways, and I don't know if people have already like told you this, but I'm sure you've heard it. But I hear like a little bit of Kendrick Lamar. And I don't know if you listen to a lot of Kendrick growing up or if you appreciate Kendrick shit. I'm a huge Kendrick fan. So I could say like with confidence, like there is some of that in there. And it's which is a huge compliment in my opinion.
Yeah.
What
love
did
Kendrick.
you love Kendrick? Okay, cool. Do you see any like did you listen to a lot of Kendrick growing up or no?
Yeah, like a whole lot. I was around a little bit.
Right.
I went to school with like Top's daughter.
Right.
So like I have a, you know, like I know Top. I know, you know, I went to Kendrick's first headline show at the Key Club where the tickets was
Wow.
$12. Like when Kendrick previewed the songs with J. Cole
Yeah.
and Carson at
Yeah.
the Magic Disc, I was there.
You were there.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I seen a lot early. Like when they passed Kendrick the torch, like the King of the West Coast at the show, I was standing on the stage. Like I got to see it.
Happen in front of
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like a super fan of Kendrick.
Right.
No, like I love Kendrick. Like
Right.
just TDE in general, they play like a big part in just
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm from Carson, like TDE Studios in Carson.
Is in Carson,
Right.
right?
You know, so
Local.
yeah, for sure. Like Ab-Soul, like, you know, that's the king of Delamo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Delamo. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like
Shout out to Delamo, that whole
Yeah.
area. Yeah.
I could see. Yeah, that's the weird thing is like it didn't sound like I was listening to a Kendrick Lamar song.
Nah,
Don't
we-
get it twisted. It
we
sounded
different. Like
it's different,
yeah, we're different.
but it's as authentic
Yeah.
as a Kendrick Lamar song.
When I was maybe I don't remember what age I was. This had to be like 2011 though. I asked, like I actually asked Kendrick face to face. It was like the in store for Schoolboy Q's first headline show at the Key Club, and I asked him like, "What advice could you give me?" He was like, "Yo, study the greats. Go listen to Eminem. Go listen to Corrupt. Go listen to Andre 3000. Go listen to Jay." Like he's told me that, and I did it.
Right.
So like listening to a lot of people that he told me to listen to, like I heard their influence on him. So for someone to hear like anything similar is because he gave me the cheat code.
Game,
He told me he gave me the game. He told me who to study. Yeah. And I studied them. So
right. But see, a lot of people, I feel like, especially these days, it's hard, like, because people can sound like other people, right? But I don't see that in you. It's that you have this unique product, right, that has these amazing, like, this amazing architecture behind it. It's got the beats, it's got the lyrics, it's got the authenticity. Yeah. It has this appeal that I feel like a lot of shit doesn't necessarily have. And you don't, to me, because we've talked to a ton of fucking LA rappers. Like your shit sounds like some West Coast shit, right? But it also sounds like some original West Coast shit.
It doesn't feel forced.
Like everything I've heard. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, like I always like part of even with like Fuzzy being my manager, like out the gate, like when we first started clicking, like we would talk about old West Coast rap and different just music in general that I was influenced by. He'd pull up like, "You don't know nothing about this," and I'm like, "Nah, I do know that song." Some certain things that he showed me, I'm like, "Nah, I never heard that." But we were able to like our early bonding was over like my appreciation and my knowledge of like the old West Coast music. So I feel like for my music to sound like West Coast basis because I'm influenced by that, right? And I really grew up on it. Right. So again, like I'm giving you my take. Yeah. But it's not me trying to make West Coast songs. It's like literally like this is just that's the all music that what I mean, that I grew up to.
On the subject of just talking about like your upcoming shit, like you got a bunch of different features, a bunch of like notable people and everything. I was gonna ask like how'd you link up with everybody, just like Dallas, Fuzzy, like how those relationships kind of like come into play in your life?
I met Fuzzy when I had the meeting at Capitol. Okay. I was meeting with Serge Duran and Fuzzy just came in the room. Pause.
Yeah. Shout out Fuzzy.
Yeah, shout out Fuzzy, man. The connector.
Fuzz walked in the room. I was playing a song I had called Carson in the House, and he was just like...
Great song, yeah.
Yeah, he was really just caught up with just the feel of it. Y'all heard the record show, like some West Coast type.
It's a great
shit.
Song, yeah.
Yeah, so I had a different manager at the time, and Fuzz told him, like, "Yo, that kid is dope." Like, and I remember him showing me the text, like, of, Fuzz saying that. I'm like, "Oh, that's hard." So I remember me and the homies used to just see, like, the Capitol deal didn't go through, but Fuzz used to just randomly, like something on my page. Like, he wasn't even following me at the time, but he'd just go,
he was watching
either a freestyle or something, he'll like something on the page. And I think, so he started following me, and then he DM'd me and was like, "Yo, send me some stuff." So I sent him some records. Now, mind you, at this time, I had a couple of label meetings and nothing really went through. Right. And so I'm being told, like, "Man, you got to make this type of music, So Fuzzy asked me to send him something. I sent him some records, and he like, "Nah, like, this ain't it. Like, real talk." He told me that. He was like, "This ain't it. This where the other
like
stuff."
Straight up with
so
you,
I sent them, I sent them a couple records, and in that batch, I sent the Carson in the House record. He was like,
That's it.
That's
the one.
That's it." So he hit me. I had already been talking to Dallas, because that's another story within itself. But I had already been talking to Dallas. So Fuzzy hit me, and I'm like, he like, "Oh, what you got going on?" I'm like, I'm in between. I'm figuring out this situation, what I'm about to do over there. So he was like, "Yo, let's sit down."
Well, yeah.
So we went to eat. We met up. We went to eat, and we've been
locked in ever since.
Wow.
So yeah, things happen how it's supposed to. But as far as Dallas, like, again, like when I was saying, the meetings wasn't going. I don't even want to say they wasn't going how they were supposed to, because now I realize, like,
it was supposed to go like that.
Yeah,
it was meant to go that way.
It went how it was supposed to go for sure.
Yeah.
But the guy that first discovered me, he was working with this group called Ghost, and there was a singer in the group named Major, and Major was doing a lot of writing for different people at the time. So they were writing for
tall light skinned nigga.
Nah.
Oh.
He's a brown skin cat. He's from he's from Florida, but was living in Miami, and then
Yeah.
moved to LA. But so Major, his dad is an artist named Bounty Killer. Like he did like the verses against Beanie Man.
Yeah.
But that's Major.
Shout out Bonnie Killer, yeah.
So so Major, they was working on Usher's project A. So like that's the project that Usher dropped with Zaytoven. So
Right.
Major wrote a few of the records on there. So what Major did was he liked my storytelling, and I remember I was told by somebody that I needed to work on hooks. So the plan was Major's gonna help me with hooks, and I'm gonna help Major with storytelling. So Major
Smart.
started bringing me to a lot of the rooms that he was writing in. So I just started writing. I never knew I was gonna be a songwriter or whatever, but I just got, kind of got thrown in the mix. So I'm with him in Usher sessions. Then they're doing like a Chris Brown camp, and I do that with him. So now I'm just playing these rooms as a writer. It's easier to be in a room as a writer.
Right.
So
Right.
Major's group was signed to Atlantic. So I'm up at the studio that I record in to this day. So I'm up at the room. I'm up in them rooms with them, like working on their stuff.
Right.
And Dallas is coming. He's in and out or whatever. But I'm there. I end up meeting Simba later down the line, and Simba ended up signing to Dallas also.
You have a
But
good
I was
record
I
with
was
Simba,
locked in
too.
with I was locked in
Yeah.
with Simba before he signed the deal with Dallas. So
Yeah.
when Simba signs, I was in the room with Simba, and Simba was just bringing me around, whatever. So I was around Dallas so much.
He
Eventually.
But
was
just
like,
me-
who is this nigga?
Right. But me being up at that studio, all the people in the studio are following me. As they're following me, they're seeing me do these freestyles on the gram.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're talking about the freestyles there. So
Like he's got something. over
right.
there. Yeah, yeah.
So Kiefer at Atlantic, that's
Shout out Kiefer.
Shout
so
out. Yeah.
Kiefer's from my neighborhood. So Kiefer like starts saying like, man, Cash, like, everybody know Cash back at home, like he do his thing. So Dallas like, man, I gotta check it out. So I think he said he was gonna check it out. I don't know if he ever even seen any of the freestyles on the gram. But what ended up happening is Simba put me on a record that probably had never see the light of day. And Dallas liked the record, and he was like, "Yo, who is that on the first verse?"
I
He
like
"That's
that."
Cash. Dallas walked me. I think I was about to leave, and Dallas was standing like in the kitchen at the studio, and he pulled me to the side. He said, "Hey, yo, bro, that's a big record that you just did a verse on." He was like, "Normally I'd tell my artist to take, the unknown dude off, but bro, like
This is
you
good.
gotta stay on there." He was like, then he said, "If you don't do nothing with this, that's on you."
That's
Right? So that's
Fire
what he told me.
bar, heavy gems.
It's
Wow.
like, if you don't make nothing happen
it's
on
up
this,
to you. Yeah.
that's on you, right?
Yeah.
So then me and Simba end up doing another record. And after that, he was like, yo, nah.
This is
Hey,
it.
look, man, don't go nowhere. I'm about to,
Yeah, we're gonna
give
figure
me a
something
second.
out.
We're going to figure this out. And, shout out to Dallas. So he
And they
ended up
figured it
signing
out.
me.
He's
Yeah.
a good dude, man. He's been
Yeah.
around, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy. Fuck. Well, yeah, we got I think we were sent 6 songs. I don't know. Is the EP gonna be?
He said he got a lot more songs. He said,
Yeah.
he said,
What's coming out soon? Like what's dropping? Let's talk about
And
that.
do you have a name?
Yeah.
All I know is dropping.
All I know, the single.
Yeah.
And when can we expect that?
June 4th.
Oh shit, that's soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so June 4th. All I know
Yeah.
is the visual coming out with it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you have plans on dropping a tape maybe in the summer, or can you talk about that or no?
All I know is dropping.
Then all I know is dropping.
All I know is dropping. And
That's the
it's-
focus. June 4th.
Yeah.
All I know.
We got hit June 4th.
Yeah, and then we'll get some more.
We'll
bangers
figure it
later.
out once we get there.
You gotta think about it like this. So, if I told you I was gonna slap you right now, right? Right. It's like the slap is coming, so it's gonna sting.
Yeah, but we know.
But it's like the slap is coming.
we're prepared. Yeah.
I'm about to slap niggas,
Okay.
but I don't want to tell them when I'm gonna slap them.
Yeah, it'll be better by surprise.
That's-
It'll hurt more.
Yeah,
That's the perfect
because y'all know
answer.
the first slap
Yeah.
coming June 4th,
Okay.
Okay.
but I'm gonna slap you again and again and
Yeah.
again and again. But I'm gonna let you know about the first one because I'm fair.
Okay.
But the other ones,
Wow. They're uncalled for.
the,
The other one, them
Yeah.
haymakers.
yeah.
I think
And
that's
y'all
it.
heard some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, They're there. I
Yeah.
know.
If you're giving us
Um,
these, then I wonder
could-
what you're
we-
keeping to yourself.
We'll talk.
Man.
We'll talk about them after.
Yeah, for sure.
But Listen, Jayson, man, we're so happy you tapped in with us.
Nah, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, everybody, please run up June 4th.
June 4th.
All I know, there's gonna be a visual as well.
Yes, sir. Produced by the Eastie Boys.
There you go. Shout out Eastie Boys. Now, what's the best way for people to stay tapped in with you?
You know Cash on everything. UKNOWCASH.
There you go. You know Cash. Cash, thanks for letting us get to know you.
Nah, for sure, man. Appreciate y'all.
Come back on the show. Let us know, if you got some shit dropping, and we'll be sure to promote that. Everybody, thank you for tapping in with us. Be sure to hit the bell, subscribe, and we're tapping out.
Tap in.
There you go.
Back on that X. Back on that X. Back on that X. Back on that X. Back on that X.